There it is, right there. Okay guys, I'm doing this video because I'm moving and I'm going to show you what you can get in San Francisco for $6,500 a month. I would say it's about $500 cheaper than it should be. Okay, so this is a nice area. Up there's like multi-million-dollar homes. It's on the edge of the super nice area called Westwood Highlands. Okay, so this house is $6,500. I mean, you could see the landlord didn't do anything to the door, but I just want to give you guys a reference on what you can get. Maybe you're in the mood to rent. Maybe you want to relocate to San Francisco. So this is pretty much a beautiful foyer. Actually, the whole house was this weird mustardy pale yellow color inside, and we actually painted the whole thing white before we moved in. The landlord said it would be fine. We also put laminate flooring because it had this old tacky tile in here, so we just laid it on top. But yeah, this is one of my favorite rooms. I had really nice chairs here, but I sold them. But yeah, so I'm just gonna show you what you can get. So this house actually has 7 bedrooms. 3 of them don't actually have closets, so you can't really quantify them as bedrooms, but we've used it as bedrooms now. I'm just gonna give you a little disclaimer here. The downstairs is pretty messy because my kids did not clean their room. We're preparing to move. So I'm gonna show you the house even with messy rooms. Okay, so this is the living room. It's pretty big. There's some vases. I did like a shabby chic Roman clay treatment on them. Not shabby chic, but distressed look. Living room is pretty big. Now this house was built in the 1920s, so has really nice architectural features. See, San Francisco, after the 1906 earthquake and fire, they decided to rebuild it as the Paris of the Pacific. So there's a lot of attention to details, a lot of ornate finishes that went into the architecture and construction of many of the homes here. Not all of them, but many of the older homes have beautiful architecture because they decided to fashion everything after European style, particularly Paris. They wanted it to be the Paris of the Pacific. I did take a San Francisco history class because I'm born and raised here in San Francisco. Anyways, I digress. So this is the top floor. So the landlord said we could paint everything except the brown molding, which we agreed to. So smart. So this is the dining room, pretty big. And a lot of people are against dining rooms, but we have used this dining room in full force. As you know, I'm a mother of 8. 7 currently live here. Actually now 6 because one's away at college. So we use this room a lot. Okay. The kitchen, I'll show you that in a minute, but so we have one full bath here. My daughter's room. Coco, you're not supposed to be in here. Go out, Coco. Little tiny backyard. The landlord said he decided to put cement in the backyard because any renter wouldn't upkeep the grass. They would let a lot of weeds grow. So it's just easier for him, and that I totally get it. At first I was like, why is there such a small cement backyard? But now I totally understand. Okay, so this is bedroom number 2. Okay. Now, thing about some of these older homes is the bedrooms are pretty big. Like, to me, this is a good size. Okay, so the whole house was this color, and we repainted it the white. But I'm over white paint now. Next home it's gonna be the color downy. Okay, so this is my bedroom, which I love. I love the shutters. I love all the natural light. Has a nice big closet. Now my closet used to have like dripped with Chanel and designer bags, but now I'm moving out, so everything's at the new space, the new home we purchased. Okay, nice. He doesn't come with the home. Okay, so this is my bedroom. Like, I've taken so many baths in here. Like, I love this bath. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty nice bathroom. Now this water tub, or whatever you want to call it, jets, whatever, I don't know what it's called, but it's like first generation, so It's old-fashioned, but I still love it. I loved taking baths in here. Like, it's the best. Okay, so I showed you 3 bedrooms upstairs. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the downstairs. And to me, the downstairs is just like the ultimate bonus. So the kitchen, so now I like soft clothes, you know? Anything that I do with in terms of cabinetry in the future, I'm gonna make sure they have soft close, because I think that's like the best invention. It was actually invented by an Austrian inventor. I forget his name, but he invented the soft close mechanism, where when you close a drawer, it slowly slides shut. It doesn't bang. So this is the laundry room. This is the garage where I make all my black market goods. Just kidding. But yeah, this is my workshop. See, everything's a mess because we're moving out. But I think the cool thing about this garage, it's pretty big. Like if you wanted to, you could even turn it into a bedroom if you had to. Because this garage has a half bath in here, which is such a nice bonus. So if people were to rent it out and sublet different rooms, somebody could say, okay, this is your main bathroom. There's no shower in there, but still good if you don't want to share bathrooms with a lot of people. So like I said, we're moving out in a few weeks, so the garage is a mess. But I think this downstairs is super cool. So you have the bathroom. And I'm gonna show you something, a secret in a minute. So this is the bathroom. This is my son's room that went to college. There's been a few different kids' rooms, but okay. Then you get this little sink area here. Now, like I said, the rooms are a mess because they're moving out. This is my other son's room. So we actually had this wall built. So this is the 7th bedroom, but they did a really good job. There's even like a window, like it was built with legitness. There's like crown molding, they painted it. They did like a really good job. This is actually a really big room. In here, so this is the 6th bedroom. It's a mess, but look how huge, right? I think there was a pool table in here at some point. Okay. And this is my daughter's room. It's a mess. So I'm embarrassed to show you, but that's... So yeah, this is what you get in San Francisco for $6,500. I think it could easily go for $7,000 if you wanted to. But the area is really nice. Only thing is the street's a little bit busy. But if you're looking to move here, just wanted to show you a taste of what you get for the money. All right, guys, looking forward to the move. Bye. Okay, guys, cheers to new beginnings. This is gonna be a real heart-to-heart conversation. Yeah, so anyways, this puffy lambskin planner and crema, I do sell it in my shop. But let me just find somewhat, do I even have blank pieces of paper in here? I don't think I do. But this will work. And we're just gonna do a little budget breakdown of the real price of buying a home and buying land versus rent. So I think I'm gonna do it this way. So rent, okay. And then I'm gonna put home, land, out. I would say we're moving to the country, suburban country area. And the city is urban. So I don't think it gets any more urban than SF. Well, maybe New York City. My family's from Harlem, so I know what Manhattan is like. I would say pretty similar. Not as intense as Manhattan, but pretty dang similar. So I have 8 children. I live in San Francisco, and I showed you for $6,500 what we get. Nice, big, huge home, 7 bedrooms, which is pretty rare. I would say generally you're gonna spend $8,000 for it, but my landlord's super cool. He even gave us a $500 discount for like 6 months during the pandemic, like COVID relief. But yeah, we're back to paying $6,500. My son's at UC Santa Cruz, and we don't get any financial assistance because I guess our income's too high. Even though we're a family of 10, our income is still too high. So we pay about $2,000 a month for his dorm, and that includes food. And then every 4 months we pay like $8,000 or something like that. So I'm just gonna divide it by 2 and say that, well, let me think. I don't really know how to calculate it. So I'll just add on another $1,000 a month for his school. And so this brings us to $9,500 for, that doesn't even include utilities. So $9,500 for, I would say rent. And then I would say we pay another $300 a month for PG&E. We pay another $200 for garbage. I'll just put utilities. Garbage and water. That brings us to $10,000 a month in home expenses. That doesn't include any other thing. Gas, spending money, clothes, whatever. So $10,000 a month to stay in San Francisco and pay for my son to go to school, right? And what do we get? We get a beautiful 7-bedroom in a nice neighborhood. Let me take a sip. We get the urban environment. We get, okay, don't get me wrong. San Francisco has amazing views, amazing people, amazing style, amazing culture, architecture, food, vibes. I mean, it's killer. It's clutch. There's nothing in the world like it. But I've been here my whole life, so I've pretty much seen everything that it has to give. And it's funny because my mom, when she had her birthday party, all my family from back east came. My cousins, so they're all from New York, Manhattan, Harlem. And one of my friends told my cousin, Peshel, "Oh, you're from New York? I love New York." And my cousin Peshel goes, "Oh, really? You can have it." And that's kind of how I feel about San Francisco. It's like, I'm ready to give it away. You know, it's like, I never fully like matriculated in becoming the best I could be, partly because of my own mistakes. And I have a son who struggles with mental health and addiction. And I feel like if you struggle in that area, San Francisco is a hard place to be because there's a lot of temptation, a lot of distraction. There's a lot of homelessness, a lot of drug addiction here. And so it's becoming very polarizing. So San Francisco is full of the extreme wealthy and the extreme poor. The middle class is pretty much being squeezed out because there's not really a lot to offer the middle class. It's like, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. So anyways, we decided to move, and we're moving like 2 hours and 45 minutes away, and very suburban, quiet, small town, about 30,000. And I'm gonna break down my expenses there. So my mortgage is $3,000. I did buy some land. I put almost half down, and I make payments on it. So I make land at $500 a month for land. Then I'm gonna help my son pay for his sober living. So I'm gonna pay $475 for my son Dylan. Then I'm gonna pay the son that's in college, right? Remember his rent was $2,000 a month for the dorm. He has a new spot that's going to cost $925 a month. And his school, that's going to be an unknown. I think he's going to try to take out a loan for the school portion. So right now we're just going to pay for his living expense, his monthly rent, and he's going to get a job for his spending money. So that's $925 a month. What else? Then we borrowed money from my sister. But we're going to pay that off really soon, a few $1,000s. So I'm not even going to put that down. It will be paid off in a couple months. Okay, but we borrowed money from my mom. So we're going to pay $500 a month for 9 years. Because when we bought our home, I think we had to come up with like 90,000, or was it 80? It was something like that. And so my mom loaned us 30. So we're paying her back, because the more you put down, the cheaper your monthly payment would be. Of course, we could have put much less down, and our mortgage would have went from like $3,000 to maybe $4,500, but we wanted a low monthly. So my mom loaned us that money. Okay, so what else will we be paying? Okay, so for the PG&E, we have solar. So far the PG&E is $0, and the garbage and water, since we have a pool, I would say it's going to be about $200 a month for utilities. And then the pool maintenance person is $150 a month. Okay, so I'm gonna add that up with a calculator. Okay, so let me break down how much the new situation is gonna cost us. So $3,000 for the mortgage, plus $500 for the land, the 5-acre land. It's so beautiful. Like, we want to build a ranch there one day. Just have like a mountain house. So $500 for the mountain land, plus $475 for my son in sober living, plus $925 for my son in college, plus $500 for loaning my mom back, plus $200 for utilities, plus pool guys, $150. So we're at $5,750. $5,750. So as you can see, we have $10,000 to stay in San Francisco and support our son through college, and utilities, and it would be even higher to help my son who's going to a sober living, so it'd be like $10,475. So let's just keep it at 10,000. So we have 10,000 for the rent to stay in San Francisco, or we have 5,750 to move 3 hours away to the country, have a 4,000 square foot home on a 1/4 acre lot with a pool, plus 5 acres of land. So do you guys see why we left? Never mind the drugs, the homelessness, the traffic, the noise, the distractions, everything else that comes with living in a, an urban environment. Never mind that, let's just look at the finances. So you see why we decided to move? So you guys can do the same thing. In a whole nother video, I'll talk about like the home buying process of what I've learned and what I did to build up my credit, because I did own 2 homes before 2008 and I lost them. I had a really nice home, sold it for a better one, and I had a really bad loan. In hindsight, I should have kept the first home, pulled out equity to buy the second home, but instead we just cashed out and then had money to like renovate the second home, but it was really beyond our means, and the loan was like a terrible loan. This was back in the day where lenders were giving a lot of like subprime loans and stuff, and there wasn't a lot of regulation involved. So anyways, lost that home, but just rented here because it was just easy to stay and be stuck. It's like, we like our neighborhood, the home is beautiful, but looking back, we should have moved a long time ago, because we've lived here for 2 years and we've probably paid them like $71,000 or something like that. So yeah, so this is the reason we pretty much are making the mass exodus out of San Francisco, and I think it'll be smart. One day, maybe once the kids are all grown and there's only like 3 of us left in the home, we may be able to buy a home back here in San Francisco if we want to. Who knows? I don't know how we'll feel in 15 years. But for right now, I'm super happy with our choice to buy a home out in the country, like the suburban country area. And I just want to give a little insight into our reasoning, and just so you can look at the numbers. We have 10,000 plus versus 5,750. And this amount gives us a home as well as land, plus a little money to support our children. In this situation, there wasn't hardly enough money to travel or do anything spectacular. Like, I did send my kids to Hawaii, but of course I could only send like 5. And my husband and I didn't even go. So it's kind of like, we've had to make a lot of sacrifices in order to stay in San Francisco. And I recommend, if you have a big family, it's not practical, but if it's only like, if you're single, it's just you and your mate, it's definitely doable. But for a big family of 10, it just didn't make sense. I get asked a lot of questions, why I'm leaving and blah, 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 blah. And there it is right there.